I see my clouds on the other side. That's great. That's all that oil that is not going to be on the canvas. It makes it so much easier. Okay, of course you're doing that with a shop towel and not a regular paper towel, right? We don't want somebody's logo imprinted right up there in our cloud. That wouldn't be fun. Hi, I'm Kevin Hill, and today we're going to do a simple painting with a mountain in the middle and trees on the left and right. Pretty basic, kind of your classic mountain scene. It should be a lot of fun. If you're looking forward to seeing this and you'd like to see more, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more painting videos. All right, let's get started. I've already got just the top half here covered with clear gel and white. There. I'm going to paint in. Oh, this is beautiful. What I'm trying to do is make this sky just a little bit more dynamic. It's a little boring, so there you go. We got a little purple on that side, a little bit lighter blue on that side. I like that. You notice that? Right, the artistic little finger flick, whatever. All right, here we go. Ooh, we're getting weird already. This is just the beginning. I can't imagine how we're gonna be toward the end. I'm going to, wow, that looks like a lot of paint on there. Let's stop right here. I'm gonna get out my paper towel. My blue paper towels, you know, they come in a regular roll, and I'm going to wipe this canvas off where I'm going to put my clouds. That way I can put my clouds down. That would be a bonus. It's really nice when you're able to put your clouds down. Yes, clouds all in this area. Well, I hope you didn't spend much time on that sky because we're going to mess it up. Knock the easel down while we're at it. Yes, we're just going to have fun today. That's all there is to it. All right, now, this needs to be dynamic, very big, and you know, looks like big clouds, not these little dinky clouds. There we go. Maybe back up and under. Yes, something like that is good. And we'll scrub just like this. Get a little of that action in there. Good. And then maybe just keep going. And every once in a while, take your bigger brush, just the same old one we were using, and give them a quick blend just to soften. We are going to be adding a shadow to make it a little bit more interesting. So this is sort of phase one of the clouds done. Now we got to go back in and add some shadow and then some more highlight. So shadow next. I'm going to come right along in here. This is just, honestly, it's that color, whatever that was. I think I was talking to you guys when I was mixing that, so I really don't remember what was in there. Oh well, what are you going to do? There we go. Let's paint this in. Nice. I think whatever that is, there's not enough blue in it, so let's grab a little more blue. Oh, that's so pretty. There. Just add these little shadows in here. Not too much up top, actually. It's probably okay. I don't know. Just stand here thinking. Just thinking. Yes. You don't get something for nothing when it comes to painting, is I guess what I'm trying to say. You can't just slap it in and expect it to be good. Yes, sometimes, especially if you kind of have a technique down, something like grass, you know what I mean? Sometimes it kind of works, but even then, you know what you're doing, and that's just the way the technique works. But when it comes to like actually details and like creating a cloud, go a little slower, you'll get it done a little nicer usually, to a point. You can go so slow that it looks so tight. You know, let me show you. None of this. That's too slow. That's not what I mean. I just mean finessing it and getting it just the way you want it is more what I'm trying to say. Hope that makes a lot of sense. It probably doesn't, and that's okay. Look what I've been doing. I've had this shop towel up here for, wow, you can even see, can you see this? Hold on. I've had it up there for about 2 or 3 minutes. Check this out. Look, I see my clouds on the other side. That's great. That's all that oil that is not going to be on the canvas. It makes it so much easier. Okay, of course you're doing that with a shop towel and not a regular paper towel, right? We don't want somebody's logo imprinted right up there in our cloud. That wouldn't be fun. Yes, I'm going to take some red, almost grab yellow ochre. You probably could get away with it, but I'm not going to mess with it today. Okay, here we go. Right up here, I'm going to just create an accent highlight. This doesn't take very long. It doesn't need to take very long. Just enough to kind of make it shine, make it pretty. You can go as crazy or as subtle with this as you like. Hey, while we're doing this, now would be a great time to look at the paintings that you guys did of the painting we did last week. Remember, if you're interested in trying to get your paintings in one of my next videos, definitely tag me with your version of what I'm doing right here using the hashtag on the screen. I do my best to get everybody's in the video. Sometimes though, you know, I make the videos a little bit ahead of time. You guys only get a couple days to do it, so send them as soon as you can. I do really enjoy seeing them, and hopefully you guys enjoy getting to see everybody else's paintings. I think it's really cool. I think it's kind of a fun way to interact and to challenge each other. It's really fun. So that's what we're doing. Right in here, watch this. You can take this area that's blank and bring in another spot. Isn't that great? Chances are you won't really be blending this out with any kind of bigger brush. Just probably mess with it a little with a smaller brush and call it good. Leave a little life and texture in your cloud. There is no need to just flatten everything out all the time. It just kind of depends on the situation, really. Sometimes there's a need. I don't know if there will be today. I sort of doubt it. So now I'm just dropping in a quick mountain. Nothing really big deal at all about this mountain. I'm doing it with the brush. Recently we did a video, well, recently as in a few months ago, did a video comparing brush mountains to knife mountains, and both are very, very nice. There's not one way that's necessarily a whole lot better than the other way. I tend to do more brush mountains. Just that's me personally, but you know what? They both work, so it's whatever you feel like doing. I'm going to probably do most of this with a brush. There, kind of bring that up as a secondary ridge. That looks good. You'll notice over here it goes up and off instead of down, and over here it goes down, but we're going to have a huge tree that comes up and it'll kind of stop your eye from flying off the edge, which would not be a great thing. There, that is very, very nice. See, our water didn't start till all the way down there. There's a little more space to work. So now it's just a matter of working here on the snow areas. I've got my detail around and some white, honestly a lot like we did there in the clouds. I'm going to do small little details. This is not the biggest mountain in the world. Small details in a mountain makes it look far away. Big, broad details makes it look close. So keep that in mind depending on if you want your mountain far or close. Nice, look at that. Just a few strokes. And we're already getting something to work with here. Oh, this is nice. You know what? This is a slower method. Kind of keep that in mind. You know, you're here for a little longer. Getting some of these details in. Just a hit right there. Not too much over here. See, you don't want to lose that effect of, you know, bright cloud. In fact, just a moment ago I darkened a little bit of that cloud there because everything doesn't need to be highlighted, if you know what I mean. Light's coming across like this. There, so just make sure you're getting all of these angles and all of that highlight working together, going in the right direction. There, a lot of this is just going to be misted out here at the bottom anyways. We'll do less with the highlight, probably more with the shadow. This is a completely snowy mountain. Maybe I may go back in and throw some other rocks and stuff. We'll see. Boy, we got the choice to do that if we want to. All right, I think that works, actually. Very nice, very nice. Don't go crazy, maybe a little bit right there. Yeah, that's not bad. All right, we'll just play around with this for a minute. Here, let me show you the shadow snow while we're here. Just some blue and white. You know, we'll probably use a little blue and white and red here in a moment. But just pick out some of these shadow areas, just like that. Super simple. Hey, just because it's simple doesn't mean it's easy though, so don't feel discouraged when I say it's simple. It doesn't mean it's easy. It's not always easy. Now I'm going to paint in the water area. This area is dry with no medium, so it may take a little longer to grind the paint in, which is okay, because when you go to do the actual, you know, like the reflections and whatnot, it'll be easier. It'll be much easier than if you already had that medium on the canvas and it was all slippery. It sure does make the first coat go well, and I think it helps the clouds too, that having that medium down. I like the way it blends, but beyond that, I don't think it helps a lot. I think it just makes things more challenging. All right, there you go. There, that looks pretty good. Just blending out a few quick little reflections. Yeah, you see I'm already anticipating where we're going to do land, so that'll save us a step. Let's see, right here. I think we're going to do a few trees and then some land, but let's get some trees on this side. Be good. I've got just some dark sap green, umber, black, pretty much a little blue in there, and just a nice evergreen color. Actually, it's a little too dark. Maybe we'll add some yellows to it just to warm it slightly. Okay, well, we can play around with that color all day long. We really should get it up here on the canvas, so we'll start right there. Give myself a line. You guys have seen how to do evergreens before. I think maybe I'll make these a little more sparse. There's not a whole lot, there's very little going on in this painting. It's super simple. So it wouldn't hurt to have a little interest in the evergreens. If you need help painting trees, we've got several full-length lessons on painting trees that I think you'll find really helpful. And best of all, yeah, you could probably learn it on your own without the video, but it's going to save you a tremendous amount of time practicing correctly the first time, you know what I mean? Instead of doing it by trial and error. So, small investment of time to get a better result. To me, it makes sense. There, that looks good, doesn't it? It's a nice little sparse tree. I think it's got a little more character that way. Of course, down here, it doesn't matter. Oh, I love doing that, especially when I paint in like an art class or something. It drives people nuts. There. We'll be using a detail. The reason it's rough like that, we'll be using a detail brush and making it nice, but for now I'm just laying the color in. That's why it looks the way it does. So the next thing we're going to do is add some interest with these rocks. Maybe make that a reflection. So you can play around with this. It doesn't have to be perfect the first time. Nice. That brings out a little extra something in that area. Now over here, that big rock here. Yeah, why not? This rock color has some purple in it to tie in with the mountain and with the sky. There, see that? Creating a little more texture, actually. That texture is a good thing. Oh, I've got some paper towels over here soaking the oil out of the trees so that we have at least a hope of detailing them out. Without that, it's pretty challenging. It wouldn't be challenging if you didn't put on a lot of paint, but I put on a lot. Too much, actually, but I did it on purpose knowing I was going to do that. Because it does go on easy when you put on too much, doesn't it? There. That looks great. I'm going to create some bushes down here real quick. Not too many. I think we're going to also do a lot of grass. And of course there are those rocks. It's probably too early to be doing this in case we want to do stuff to that water, so I shouldn't do that. Anyway, I just want to get this kind of blocked in, so at least it's covered. We should also go ahead and get these paper towels off. Oh, that looks good. There's a lot of that oil has been absorbed. You don't have to waste these. You can just turn them over and put them down on your table and wipe your brush on them. But that looks really good. Now it's time to finally start working with a little yellow, a little color here. Get some action going to these little, looks like little bushes here at the base of the trees. Maybe large bushes, I don't know. There they are though. Looking pretty decent. Okay, that looks about right. It's probably about all we need. Of course, everything has to be reflected down into the water. Just a quick reflection on that one. Probably need to wipe some of the oil out of this area, but it wouldn't be too early to at least grab maybe like a smaller brush here and start working on these rocks. Get them highlighted, get everything looking good. There we go. There's a little umber and yellow, ochre, and white. Very, very nice rock color. Quick and easy to mix, and it's easy to use. It looks good. So there you go. That's at least the beginning of the rocks. Of course, we're going to need more highlight, but you got to start somewhere, I guess. Now I'm going to take this shop towel off, and it was doing the same thing the other one was, which is good. I need another paper towel down there. It's about ready to get one, so that does double. All right, let's go ahead and take some of our yellow and white, whatever else. I don't like that. It's too yellow and white. Yeah, it's something a little more muted. Okay, let's go ahead and just drop in some highlight on these evergreens. We don't need a ton, just enough to show there's a little highlight. I think once we're almost done with the painting, I will come back and like just bring some light through this area, but that's not something I want to do until later. Get a little action there. You can get a little highlight first, and if you want to go back with some more kind of mid-tones or even darks here and detail out that left side, you can do that. See that? It's just kind of however you need to do it to build that detail in, depending on how much you did with a little filbert brush. I think for my painting today, it's like most important that we get these little subtle details because it's just too simple. There's not much in it. This will help with that a little. Now I'm adding on some final touches to these trees, just a super bright highlight. And of course the way that you can make it stick is by adding more paint. I've got more paint than I do brush, which is really the only secret to this. Make sure you got plenty of paint. They're just sparkling a few. The other secret, there's one more secret. You can go outside of your dark So you're actually making your tree bigger. That way you don't have to cover your dark. All I'm doing is going over that blue, which is much easier than trying to go over that dark paint. So there you go. Makes it so much better. Now over here, I'm going to add in some kind of purple tones, so just a dark purple. You notice how this looks darker? It's interesting, isn't it? But it's not darker, it's the same exact, just black and green. The difference is I took a blender and just smoothed it all out. Those brush strokes was catching the light and making it appear as though it was light gray, when in fact it's black. So there you go, you smooth those brush strokes out and that disappears. So if you're ever painting, you're like, wow, it's just not looking right. Just blend it. You don't have to have any color, just blend it and see what happens. A lot of the times it's just the way the light in your room, however that's situated, is hitting the canvas. Mostly with darks. With the lights, it never seems to be a problem. Probably because they're already light. Now I'm going to finish up this painting here with a liner brush. And you know what I say about the liner brush. You pretty much never have to mix paint. You can just get it from what you've got on the palette. And of course, that's not always true. But it is most of the time. Usually just make it work. I like this tall grass that comes up and breaks that line over there. That's very nice. I also enjoy just finding a color with a little yellow ochre in it. I think that also works really well. There you have it. I'm not going crazy. I'm doing my best not to not to sling oil paint all over the place. You know that happens if you've ever painted with a liner brush. Just look at my back wall. It happens. The other actually slightly more messy technique is like the splattering when you're trying to do sand or something. Oh man, is that messy. I don't know why am I talking about this? It doesn't matter. We're almost done. There. All right, well I think we're done. I had a lot of fun. I hope you did too. Don't forget to check out our website, DVDs, and brush line. Thanks for watching.